Hi guys, my name is Becca. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with another weekly reading check-in. This is the first for September. So in this one we have to talk about the end of August and beginning of September. So here we go. First up, before we talk about the books that I read, we're going to talk about the shows and movies that I watched and games, though the only video game I'm playing recently is still Final Fantasy XIV. It's all endgame stuff and leveling my character with all different classes and everything. I'm loving it. I'm still loving it, so what else can I say? For shows, I kind of took a break from Fullmetal Alchemist. I never mean to take a break, but I always find that I plan to watch a couple episodes at night, then I end up falling asleep reading, so I should probably watch those before reading, but oh well. But I binge watched Lucifer Season 5 Part 1. That was fantastic. I do believe that it's Lucifer's strongest season. It was just so good. It was just everything I wanted. It was perfect. I loved it so much. So definitely, I really recommend Lucifer. I think it's really good. I think Season 3 was their weakest season, I want to say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 3 that was the weakest season. But it was still really, really good, so I definitely recommend it. I love Lucifer so much. And then for movies, I watched The One and Only Ivan on Disney Plus the other day. And it was just so cute and so sweet, and it's just a family, fun, good movie, and I highly recommend it. It had a great cast. Bryan Cranston is like the ringleader, and then Angelina Jolie plays the voice of an elephant, Stella, and there were some other, Danny DeVito was the voice of the dog, Bob. I thought that was really nice. But yeah, I mean, there's just some really good voice acting and just some good acting in general. I always cry. If I don't cry in a movie, there's something wrong. There's some exceptions, but still, like, there could be something wrong if I don't cry in a movie. Because I cry for anything. Like, I'll cry if I'm sad. I'll cry if I'm happy. I'll cry if I'm angry. Like, I will just cry. But if I feel nothing, and this goes for books too, if I feel absolutely nothing, then then I just don't really like it. So, but yeah, that's shows and movies pretty much. So now we can talk about books, because we do have quite a bit to talk about. I'm pretty sure I was still reading Blood Vow by J.R. Ward, the second book in the Black Dagger Legacy series, when I made my last check-in. But I did finish that book. Here, let me pull that up for you guys. But yeah, I did finish this, and I very much enjoyed it. I want to say, yeah, I gave it 5 stars. I love this. I love J.R. Ward. I love the series. This is the companion series to the original Black Dagger Brotherhood series, but in my opinion, you should read them in order. So you should read The Shadows, which is, I want to say, book number 14 in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, and then read Blood Kiss, which is the first book in this, then The Beast in the Brotherhood series, then this, Blood Vow, and then we can go on to Chosen, which is what I have to read for September. And then the next book to this is Blood Fury. So it just, one after the other, they intertwine. It's just so good. You get so much more information and moments between characters that you know in the Brotherhood series, and this series as well. It's just so good. I highly recommend it. I love Blood Vow. I'm really loving just the Brotherhood series in general. And then after that, I decided I really need to pick this up. So I picked up The Wager by Shirley Kenyon. This is book number 0. So this is a prequel to Lords of Avalon series. Now, this thing is already short, right? No, let me show you. Hold on. Here it is. This is how much it actually is. This is how much is taken out. So this is just some illustrations, right? Pretty much for the coloring book, I want to say. But yeah, it's the, like, for Merlin, or one of the Merlins, I don't know. And then the Dable brothers? I actually don't remember them. Oh, Merlin and Kerrigan. I do know them. So yeah, I mean, this literally just kind of explained a little bit of the Merlins and what happened with Camelot and stuff like that, but not entirely. And I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting from it. It's only 12 pages. I knew that. But I read both of the Lords of Avalon books before even picking this up. So that was an issue. But I gave this 2 stars. It was alright. It was fine. And then after that, I was in the middle of my last book for August when I remembered I had arcs, or I just actually got these arcs the end of August, and so I wanted to pick them up before, September, because they come out in September. First one is Dawn with the Duke by Erica Ridley. This is the 9th book. Yeah, 9th book in the 12 Dukes of Christmas series. I got the 6th book in the series for review months back, like months and months back. Because I reviewed it, they just keep gifting me the next book that comes out. So I still read them because they're actually kind of enjoyable. This one, though, we follow Lady Isabel, who, oh god, she's on her way to meet her brother in Crestmouth, whatever it's called. And her maid is, like, very, very ill, so they have to stop in this little inn right before town. And she finds that with no maid and nobody to help her, she needs to find the help of somebody. She ends up finding the help of this guy, what's his name? Calvin? Oh, I just get a text. What's his name? Yeah, Calvin, who is kind of like a seamstress. Kind of. His mother, I think, was a seamstress. And he finally, I think after his mother passed, he wanted to continue learning more and doing what his mother did because he doesn't really like being a tailor. I just suck at doing synopses, guys. And she enlists his help in unbuttoning her dress and buttoning her every night and morning. So, like, every night she needs, oh god, hold on. Every night she needs to get unbuttoned, before bed, because, it's very uncomfortable to sleep in this huge dress, yeah. And then every morning she needs to be buttoned up, with her new dress. So, he's the only one that can help her. She has nobody else. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. She in turn helps him with his, like, clothing business that he wants to try and create. I think it's supposed to be like an affordable clothing business, but that is clothes fit for a duke. That's the name of the clothing company, which I think was really good. So they're clothes fit for a duke that are affordable for common folk, for people with less money. And yeah, in turn she helps him with that, and there's a romance. It was cute. I gave it 3 stars, yeah. And then the other arc that I had for review, I was just so excited. So I got Mythopedia by, it's from Good Wives and Warriors, and it's an encyclopedia of mythical beasts and their magical tales. And guys, this cover already is gorgeous. The illustrations in this is just so beautiful. I absolutely love the illustrations. And then with each mythical beast, or myth, you get, like, an introduction to what they are, just telling you what this is, and then sometimes there'll be a story with it, and it'll give you a little more insight, and it's just so beautiful. I absolutely recommend. What I really also loved is that it's from all over the world. So in the very beginning, you get the Americas, South America, North America, all of that, and then you get, like, Europe and Asia and Africa, and I just loved learning all the different myths. I am a huge fan of mythology. I've said this before, I love mythology, and finding out about this book and then also being approved for the ARC was just fantastic. I definitely can't wait to get a copy of this for my shelves. I am so excited. But like already from the cover, you can just already tell that the illustrations are gonna be beautiful, and they were. Now I did give this 4 stars. It's more of like a 4.5. Some of the myths just didn't do it for me. I just, it is what it is, but like I'm not gonna love everything from mythology, but it was just so good to be able to learn more and even learn more about myths I already thought I knew. That was fun. So yeah, definitely recommend that, and I will be picking that up for my shelves. And I can't wait to see if they even come up with more, because I want all of it. That's just mythical beasts, and that's only some of them. There's so much more we can know about, and I just want to learn more. I want like all of it, And what I like is that it's all over the world. It wasn't just Greek or Roman or Egyptian. Like, they gave you a little bit of everything, which I really like that. So next up, we have, actually, this is an ARC that I got a year ago, I think, like over a year ago, and I never reviewed it. So here's the thing: when it's a graphic novel, you can't like send it to your Kindle or anything. You have to do it from their site, and for some reason, it didn't work for me. So I wanted to get, a copy of it right when it came out so I could read it and review it, but you couldn't get it electronically. It was just so hard. Finally, Hoopla got a copy of this, so I was able to do it electronically, and that is Mooncakes by Wendy Xu and Suzanne Walker. So this is about a witch and a wolf, and this is sapphic. It's a witch and a wolf. Well, is it sapphic if one of them is non-binary? How does that work? If anybody knows, can you let me know? Because I actually want to know that. This is a relationship between a female witch and a non-binary wolf, or a werewolf. And I guess they used to be together, and then the werewolf, what's their name? So the witch is Nova, and the wolf is Tam. So Tam and Nova used to be together, and then Tam ended up leaving. And Nova is also a witch with a hearing aid, so I did appreciate that. Nova ends up learning that there's something going on in the forest, and that she has to go out and investigate what's going on. And she ends up finding this like horse demon thing, and Tam ends up saving her, and they go back to Nova's house, and yeah. The diversity in this was really good to see. Like I said, Tam is non-binary. Nova is a witch with a hearing aid. Nova's grandparents, I think they're together. I think that they're together and they have a sapphic relationship. It's her 2 grandmas, so it's not, I don't really know if it's actually mentioned. The thing is that this was fine. The art style was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. The romance was fine. I mean, I gave it 3 stars. This didn't blow me away or anything. It was nice for a September read. I will give it that. Just because, I do want to read more of, like, not spooky, but more October reads starting in September into October. But to be honest, like, October, I want to say, is going to be kind of big for my, like, spookier reads. Because I have plans for October, so you'll find out about that in October. But yeah, I'm really excited for October. I always am. Like, I'm excited to read more spookier things. So yeah. Okay. Those are all the graphic novels and things that I read. Now, I only have 2 more books to talk about. Or no, I'm sorry. I have 4 more books to talk about. Wow. So I have Middle Game here by Shauna McGuire. I think I talked about this in my last reading check-in, just because I was currently reading this while I was currently reading those. this was a hard read to get through. It was interesting, but because of the whole, like, sciencey things, my brain just didn't compute at all. Some of it, like, I was struggling to understand, but I was, like, kind of grasping. And then others, I was like, what? 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 Like, no, wait, huh? Yeah, that was, like, my brain throughout the whole thing. Because of that, I had to give it 3 stars. It was interesting. I could definitely understand the hype behind this. I can understand why so many people love this book. This was on one of my favorite booktubers' favorite books of 2019 list. This was on Kayla from Books and Lala's list. And I wanted to love this, but I knew that because it was a science fiction, there was a good chance I wouldn't, because science fiction is either a hit or a miss for me. Some science fiction I can grasp better than others. This had a lot of, like, time travel and quantum physics kind of thing, I think. I just, did not understand. And then, like, one of our twins, which is Roger and Dodger, one of our, sorry, hold on. So, one of the twins, Dodger, is really into math, and I am not, like, the biggest thing with math. Like, math just, again, doesn't compute, really. I can understand it, like, right as I'm doing it, but then if we go to, like, another, so, like, when I was in high school, what's it called? When I was in high school and I was in math class, if like, the subject we were learning or, like, the part we were on, I would understand, but then we would move on and I wouldn't understand what we had just learned. Like, my brain could only know, like, one thing at a time. So I would only know what we were on at that time. That was it. So everything that I just learned in the last thing would be completely gone, and I'd have to relearn this whole thing. So, it was just a thing. Roger, though, with language and everything, Roger with language. I like that, he could know so many languages and words really come easily to him. I loved that. And I liked their relationship, though. It was a lot of, like, back and forth kind of thing. They're twins, they're family, and I liked their familial bond with each other. But, yeah, it was very back and forth. So, all in all, I gave this 3 stars. Alright. One more book that I finished, and then we can talk about the books I'm currently reading. What did I do with that book? I think I lost it. I was just reading it, too. No, seriously, I think I lost it now. Great. Okay, so the book that I just finished, Goodreads, every time. I actually think I lost it. Sorry, my blanket's right here. Seriously? Why does Goodreads do that every time? It's like, it freezes if I, like, stop using it for so long. Now it has to load. There it goes. Alright. Last one I read was You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. This one we follow our black main character, and she is in high school. I believe she's in her junior year of high school. Maybe it's her senior year, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's her senior year. And she's trying to get into this college. Also the high school's in Indiana, which I thought was good. She's trying to get into this college, but it's very expensive. Tuition is going to be a lot, and she's not going to have enough money for that. So she's trying to gain scholarships. And first she was trying to get a scholarship through her music, but that didn't go well. So, so in her town, prom is huge. Prom is one of the biggest things there. And she decides to run for prom queen because there's scholarship money that goes along with it. So that's what she decides to do. And with the help of her friends, her brother, and this new maybe love interest, she's running. One of the girls that is also running is new. Her name is Mac. So they're not technically... I really suck at synopses, guys. You know that. What is your name? Why can't I think of what your name is? Oh, Liz. Liz, I should probably have said that. Liz ends up falling for one of the other contestants to running for prom queen, at least for court. And it's sapphic. I didn't know that going in. I didn't at all, but I kind of loved it. Liz and this girl Mac end up falling for each other, kind of, but it's a conflict of interest because they're both running for prom queen. And Liz really needs this money to go to college. So yeah, that's pretty much the synopsis for it. I suck at synopses, guys, you know that. I did love that it was a sapphic romance. Did not know that 100%. So I was just like kind of thrown off, but then also like, okay, let's see how it goes, because sapphic romances have not worked for me in the past at all. Some, like, I've maybe read one or two that I liked, but I didn't like love wholeheartedly. Like, there are a lot of relationships that I love wholeheartedly, but sapphic, for some reason, I find something just pisses me off about the relationship. Like, there's a lot of unnecessary drama that a lot of authors use for their sapphic romances, and I don't understand why. Like, there's just no need for this unnecessary drama. In this, there was drama, but it was so completely necessary, and I actually really enjoyed it. And I'm telling you that I love Liz and Max so much. I think their romance was so beautiful, and it was so perfect. Also, though, the familial bond that Liz has with her grandparents are the ones who raised her, because her parents are gone, and her mom had sickle cell and I believe died of a stroke, and her brother Robbie has inherited that disease. And oh my god, I'm telling you right now, I love Robbie so much. Robbie is just such a sweet being that I love him. And also, her friend Jordan, I think is his name, perfect. It was just so good. Now, her girlfriends, on the other hand, at least one of them, I hated almost through this entire book. But I love the fact that I guess you were supposed to hate her because there's reasons behind it, and there are repercussions behind her actions, and also behind Liz. Like, Liz does a little bit of lying, and I don't like it. Like, I don't like lies in books if it's just not really necessary. This kind of, it really wasn't necessary. Lying is really never necessary, but I understood why she lied, but it really still kind of pissed me off. But again, repercussions. There was no, like, swept under the rug, it's fine, we'll get over it kind of thing. It was like, no, you fucked up, now you're gonna make up for it. And I really liked that. I ended up giving that book 5 stars, guys. I love that book. I want a copy of it for my shelves. It was so good. Oh my god, I loved it. Okay, so other than that, we have 2 more books that I am currently reading. Now, of course, I can't find my physical copy, which is Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. I can't tell you really what this is about, guys. I just know that it's about a race. There's 2 different races. There's the Ambans and the Emerithi. Oh god. The Emerithi are like descended from the Deva, which are like these mythical gods that used to rule but now don't. And the Empire took over the world and overruled everything. And the Emerithi, centuries and centuries ago, along with the Deva, tried to rebel against the Emperor and the Empire, the Ambans, and failed. And now the Emerithi are outcasts. Our main character, Mare, is half Emerithi, half Amban. And one day she ends up performing this rite. She wants to stay very true to her Amarithi blood, and she ends up performing this rite during the storm. And in doing so, ends up being noticed by the Maha, which is like the leader of the mystics that serve the empire. And the Maha ends up sending one of his only Amarithi that is part of his I don't know what to say, part of his clan or anything, ends up sending him, his name is Amun, in order to marry Mare and bring her back. And that's what happens. And Mare knows that if she doesn't marry Amun, her family and her home and everybody that she knows is in danger, because the Maha has a lot of power over a lot. So yeah, she's kind of screwed if she does, screwed if she doesn't, kind of thing. And now she must perform this rite with Amun, like learn it and perform it in order to gain dream fire, I want to say, because there's a lot of dream magic along this. And the Maha wants this like dream fire for himself. Something like that. It's good. Right now I'm not loving it. I'm liking it. I'm definitely like intrigued about a lot of it, but I'm not super there yet. The romance I like is very slow burn. It's very realistic. I didn't expect, like, it would have sucked if Mare would have just fallen in love with the moon right away, but she doesn't. It's very realistic. They tolerate each other. They're kind of like gaining a friendship right now, but they are not like in love with each other yet. Hopefully they do end up becoming in love with each other, but for now, that's how the relationship is. Now, the ebook I'm reading is actually a book I have physically, but I'm reading it for ebook just so I can get through it quicker, and that's Dead Men Walking by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is a Dead Man's Cross novel. It's the first in the trilogy. I tried to read it months and months ago and got pretty halfway through and just put it down. I couldn't go through anymore, but now here we are trying it again. So far I'm like, I think 100 pages in. I'm like 95 pages in. For Empire of Sand, I'm about 250 pages in, by the way. This one, so there's like pirates, okay? And it's a crew of like dead people, of dead men, which is why it's Dead Men Walking. It's a crew of dead men, and our main character, at least who I think is our main character, Cameron, ends up coming aboard this ship. She's trying to find her brother, who has gone missing, or she believes is dead, but she doesn't believe he's dead, but everyone else believes he's dead, is what I should say. And she comes aboard the ship in order to try and, find him, and then she finds out that this whole crew is dead. But, there's a lot of, like, how should I say? They're hell chasers? Possibly. And there's also a Dark Hunter aboard, which I thought was great. There's a lot of, like, druid type stuff that I just am not grasping yet. I'm only 100 pages in. So far, it's alright. She's on the crew that Devil Bane is the captain of. And Devil, I think he's trying to kill his ex-wife. I believe that her brother is being held captive by Devil's ex-wife, which is going to be very bad. But, yeah, he just wants to kill his ex-wife, I think. Pretty sure that's how it's going. And then, actually, his ex-wife's sister is also aboard the ship. Devil and her hate each other, which is great. That's all I can really tell you. I don't really know anymore. But, yeah, that's... Okay. Sorry, I keep getting texts. A lot of texts. Okay. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I suck at synopses. I'm trying to be better, but it's just hard. At least for me. And so yeah, that's it. That's all the books that I've read and are currently reading, and I'll see you next week with another video. Bye. Happy reading, guys, and stay safe.